I really love hospitality. For me, hospitality have a very big part in humanity, in people. If you analyze yourself or you analyze everyone, we spend a lot of money, a lot of time in hospitality. You have to control yourself. It's that simple and that complicated. It's true what I will say, I promise. He spent 98,000 euros and he let 120 in tips.
Wow.
Hi guys, welcome to Unique Podcast. On today's episode, I am Kati. We have Edo as well.
Hello.
And today on the show, we are thrilled to welcome Claudio, a passionate professional hospitality expert who is making waves in the UAE and hails from Argentina. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Gadi. Thank you, Ado.
Thank you so
it is
much.
a pleasure. Thank you very much for the invitation.
So
Thank
today
you for coming.
is going to be sharing his amazing experience in the food industry and life in general.
When you did to move to Dubai and why you moved to Dubai?
All right, I will try to make it shorter. Yes, I'm from Argentina originally. My first destination was Spain in Europe when I was 20 years old. I spent there 10 years, and almost 10 years. And when I was 29, I moved the first time to Dubai. It was almost 10 years ago, a little bit more, 12 years ago. It was a great experience. Dubai on that time was a little bit different than it is now. Was still under development. But I spent just 1 year and a half, and then I moved away through Europe and Southern Asia, and I came back to Dubai 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. When you come to Dubai, what was your first thinking about Dubai? I mean, they develop a lot of new things, new projects, new buildings. You see the potential, the opportunities in Dubai?
For me, Dubai is something incredible. Not just from the hospitality perspective. In modern history, what is Dubai nowadays is something amazing. How fast they have developed the whole city. And of course, this applies to the F&B and to the hospitality. It is amazing what they have done nowadays. They have nothing to envy to big cities like New York or Madrid or whatever you want to compare. And a city full of opportunities. That ever evolving all the time. And yeah, of course, as I said, when I came here, it was a big shock, culturally as well.
Yeah.
It's very different than any other country that I have been before. And yeah, that's great.
And what job you did in Dubai when you come here?
When I came here, I was a bartender.
Uh-huh.
I was a bartender. Then I went up as a bar manager, and then I left. And when I came back 5 years ago, I was already like a floor manager. And nowadays, in these 5 years, I have reached the general manager position.
But what were you doing before you decided you want to move to Dubai? You were not in the hospitality field.
No, yes, I was. From the time that I went to Spain, I started working hospitality from that time when I was 20 years old. I started working in clubs, collecting dirty glasses in big clubs. Then I continued as a barback, then as a bartender, and then I was taking care of a little bars. But yes, I am working in hospitality for more than 20 years.
Wow.
So for the viewers, the barback is literally someone who assists the bartenders behind the bar. You don't mix any cocktail, you don't serve no drinks, you just do the cleaning of the glasses and do whatever they ask you to do.
Yeah, I'm fast.
Yeah.
What was it easier to settle in?
Yes, I always enjoy working in hospitality. I really do. This experience in Spain and all around the world, I have always enjoyed. I have met a lot of people. Sometimes easier, sometimes a little bit more complex. Depends on the operation and the place. But I always enjoy to work in hospitality.
Wow.
Which points you enjoy most? Because a lot of people say hospitality is so crazy, so hard. You work a lot of hours. It's you need a lot of energy for your body to do the job. Which point or which things you love in the hospitality so much?
Good question. As I said before, I really love hospitality. For me, hospitality have a very big part in humanity, in people. If you analyze yourself or you analyze everyone, we spend a lot of money, a lot of time in hospitality when we have a day off, and more in a place like is the UAE, but everywhere. When you have some free time, you go holidays, you go to take a coffee, you go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
So we really spend a lot of time in hospitality. And so I always enjoy working behind this. And if you ask me what is the thing I enjoy the most, is people, is knowing people. Because I have been moving in different countries and I have been working in many different kind of businesses, from a large, medium, and small ones. The people I have met during the way, this is the most important and the most valuable thing that I find. And then, obviously, sometimes when you work in a busy place, obviously it's tough from a physical challenge. Obviously now I'm 45. I'm not the same strong as when I was 20. But it's part of it. But I never really suffer about it. But as I said, again, I want to point that the most valuable thing is this knowing the people around during the way.
But can you share a time you felt really proud of yourself or your team, for example, because you're very top management in the hospitality industry?
Good question. Because now, for example, I feel very proud of my team, what the work they doing, and in my previous job as well. For me, it's always about the team. For me, if you ask me what is hospitality, for me hospitality, and I don't want to be very
In your own word.
I don't want to be very, very artistic about it, but for me, hospitality is creating memories, creating experiences. It's not just a coffee or of a plate of noodles. It's creating this moment, this experiences for the people. So, for example, in our venues now, we try to train and direct our staff to feel the people welcome with the guest interaction. Then obviously the F&B quality and if you bring everything on time is part of the service, which is the execution of the whole hospitality service, right? But it's always about the team. I am proud of what they doing.
A good team needs a good leader.
Yeah.
What's
right? Right.
Yeah. What's make a good leader in your opinion? What is a good leader? What he need for skills or soft skills, hard skills for this?
Very good question. For me, a good leader, the first things you may have is awareness about yourself. I always say to when sometimes I do this managers or leaders training, and I always tell them, in order to manage people, you have to manage yourself.
Yes, 100%.
Right. So when I say you have to manage yourself, is you have to manage your emotions. Because when you work in this kind of big hospitality entities, when you're a decision maker person, it's a lot of money. In the game, there is a lot of pressure. So you have to have the capability to absorb it and not to pass to the team.
Yeah.
I always say to the manager, there is one thing that I do not allow for manager, and is to get stressed. I always tell them, we are all human beings, and I understand that sometimes you may get stressed. That's fine. One time, two times, okay. But if you get stressed working in hospitality many times,
It's not for you.
it's not for you. Because if your manager is stressed, you make the people stressed.
Yeah.
Yes,
And the
because
customer.
you pass it on to them,
Yes.
and then the staff pass it on to the client.
100%.
And then there is no good experience at the end. So
Exactly.
in this case, what helps you to stay strong in this time? Because in hospitality, in as much as it's fun to work, there is a lot of pressure. How do you stay strong when you feel like work is hard?
No, as I said, for me, the answer is very easy. Is self-awareness, is self-control. You have to control yourself. It's that simple and that complicated than that.
So when there's a boss, there's another boss, and there is you. So the boss puts this pressure on you because
I move him. I will put you one example. If I will put any names, hopefully he listen. He will not get offended.
you don't have to use name.
No, I know. But in my previous experience, I had an operation manager that he was great. He was amazing in terms of back of the house, organizational skills. But then
you can name this one.
No need.
no, he was great, but then dealing with the staff, with the employee, he wasn't. When he was speaking with some of the staff, man, the people was getting stressed. So I told him, I said, listen, this is not working like that. You don't speak with the staff anymore. You speak to me. So I absorb, and I put him away of the team. And now in the current venues, since God, we don't have one like that. But as I said, because now, for example, now I am in Abu Dhabi, and the business is not the same like in Dubai, and we have some pressure because maybe we are not generating what we have forecasted. So we have some pressure, but I absorb the pressure, not the people. So for me, this is the answer. You have to manage. At the end of the day, it is a job, and you have to be capable to absorb the pressure or the circumstances that you have. Because if what we are trying to give to the guests is the whole guest journey, as you said, if your staff is not happy, if your staff is not inspired, is not comfortable, and is start from the head, from the leader, it will be translated
direct to the guests. And then at the end, you have a bad review.
Yeah. Oh, yes, big time. And then it's a good leader, coming back because I jump a lot, a good leader. Because there is a difference between leadership and management.
Yeah.
A good leader is someone, as I said, who has self-awareness, who has a vision, who is trustworthy from the people. You can direct them. You got to delegate them. You have to be accountable. When you say something to the people, you have to make it happen. So this for me is a good leader.
Really nice.
With all these restaurants you've worked with, which restaurant would you want to go back to if given the chance to come back to? I mean, for a higher position, of course.
You don't need to tell the name from the restaurant, but explain the
you know,
concept or something like that.
Yeah, it could be because, for example, if I had a great experience working with some organization, I would name them because I want people to be able to work with these people.
Yeah. I will answer. No, as I mentioned before, I spent 5 years in Southern Asia, in different countries, mostly in Thailand, and I work for this hotel resort chain, which is Aman Properties. They have properties all around the world, mostly Southern Asia. Most of the resorts are located on beach side. Wonderful chain, wonderful management. I was in this place, which is Amampuri, which is in Thailand. And if you ask me about the memory there, is people. maybe because most of the staff are local staff, and perhaps, if you compare the service standards there and with Dubai, probably you will find much higher standards in terms of knowledge and second of service. There, no. The people do not have much knowledge, but then the interaction, they are very genuine. So the hospitality factor, how they treat the guests, is unbelievable.
From the heart.
From the heart. So maybe they will not know the whole recipe of a dish. Maybe they will not know the allergen, but then they are so warm-hearted that, because it's obviously, it's a very expensive places.
Yeah.
You can pay for a room in a high season, a normal room, like $5,000. So, but the customer do not care probably that these people, they are not very well trained in the technical part.
Yeah.
But then, the heart play a role.
The service and everything.
Yes.
So if
the hospitality,
So if you mean even the food is not so great,
No,
but the service is good.
The food is great.
So which one would you choose? Food, service? Because majority of the restaurants, unless it's a high-end fine dining restaurant, some of these restaurants have great food and bad service. Bad food and great service. How would you balance that?
I mean, in my case, what we want to try is to have a balance between both. So in our case, the F&B, the quality of the F&B product is essential. You cannot play with that because people notice that. So obviously, the quality has always to be there, and the service as well. For me, a good restaurant, despite the caliber, if it's very high-ending or it's medium, both elements, it has to be there. And the service element, it has to be provided by the leadership.
You have a lot of experience because you travel to a lot of countries, you live in different cities. In which countries you work in the past? You work in Vietnam?
Oh yes, I work
in
in Spain, in Australia, UAE, India, Thailand, Japan,
Crazy.
Indonesia, Philippines, Greece, and I am missing one because there are 10. But yes, in all of them.
So crazy.
So how do you balance, because this field, it requires your attention 24/7. They could message you 2 a.m. in the night with, something is wrong and you need to attend. But how do you balance your career and family?
I'm used to that. It's part of is the life I have chosen. For example, now I have 2 kids, and my wife, she works in hospitality as well, and she's aware. So it's our lifestyle. It's like it's like moving country to country. My wife, she knows. I mean, now we are very comfortable here in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi, but she knows that if tomorrow there is a great opportunity in Myanmar, probably we will move. The same with the when you accept the role of upper management in hospitality, you have to be 24/7 available. So it's part of my lifestyle. She's aware, I'm aware. I don't suffer with that. I let the team know. I know, in this what I'm saying is depend the person. There are, I know many people in the upper management that they say my 2 days off, or from that time I don't answer, which is perfectly good. As long as the business run, that's fine. This is your personal decision. But in my case, I am available 24/7.
Wow.
And I don't suffer. I enjoy that.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Very nice.
This is again is manage the self-awarenesses. It doesn't make me any stress. So, it's part of my lifestyle. Like I do different things.
For you, it's normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What food or culture and hospitality surprised you the most?
Oh, that's a good one.
Difficult question, I know, but when you think about it, you can drink a coffee.
Yes.
You can make a little break because to drink your coffee, it's cold. We can cut the video.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's a good question. Japan was very impressive. Japan was very impressive. Their food, their service, their lifestyle. I spent in Japan almost 8 months, and was very impressive. The quality of the food, from a street food to a high-end restaurants. The service is impeccable.
Really?
Impeccable. The Japanese people are just amazing. You know, I wouldn't like to live there because, you know, having this background of South American, European, you know, we live more in much more wilder, you know,
Yeah.
lifestyle. So the Japanese people, they are, for me, too tidy, too organized,
Yeah.
you know, too clean, everything.
And you start saying konnichiwa.
Yeah, you know, I had this, you know, because in hospitality, we always work, as you know, we always work extra hours, right?
Yeah.
So in Japan, I was working from, I don't know, 12 to 48, 9 hours. So I was finishing, for example, at 9, and at 9:01, a Japanese person will come and will tell me, Claudio-san, your shift is finished.
Wow.
Yes, it was impressive. And I
So
was
the working time is very balanced
yeah,
there.
of course, I was telling them that's fine, you know, I will stay a little bit more, you know. But yeah, the Japanese food and the Japanese service, impressive.
So what fascinates me the most that a lot of people would like to know about this, you know, because I've been in the hospitality industry for the females. How do you manage the female staff? Because, you know, monthly we have our time, and in this time, a lot of females, there's a lot of comments that says women don't really have power in the hospitality fields, because especially when a woman is in the management position, there's a possibility that she comes through, you know, a little bit of competition. If she's doing well, how do you stay relevant to make sure that the staff are respecting the female management as well?
Oh, it's a very good question. I know, I understand, you know, nowadays also there is a big controversy going on, mostly on the European side rather than here. You know, in a personal point of view, half of our management team, they are females.
Half.
Half.
Wow.
Very good.
The bar manager, one of the restaurant manager, the admin manager, the guest relation manager, the reservation manager. So half are women, and they are doing just great. You know, so I understand your points, but in my way to see things, I mean, I understand that there is examples out there that it may apply to your question. But in our organization, we don't, you know, we don't suffer, we don't any issue. You know, for me, if you work hard, if you deserve it, I don't. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, very difficult.
You know,
but I think it's respect to each other, and then
but
you
this is for
understand.
everyone.
Yeah.
Not for women. Not just for women. We respect everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so we respect the women, we respect the men, and we respect to whosoever they believe they feel. That's fine. So we don't do such a differences with women. We treat them everyone, because then if you go to respect, or if you go to racism, for example, which is a reality and we have faced
Yes.
that, it's not about women and men. It happened in all line stuff, and sometimes because of cultural things, sometimes because of different reasons. So no, and we face this problem, you know. But it's not about women. We treat them the same, in the same way.
So if I come to you now as your, you know, let's say I'm a supervisor, and I say to you, oh, today I'm not feeling happy, I'm sick, would you let me go to the hospital? Or would I go to the hospital and you make me come back and walk when I'm really sick? This is from people's experience.
Very difficult question.
No, but I get it, yes. But I would like...
It's true.
You know, of course, I don't want to go very deep on this, because obviously I totally understand that the nature of women and men are different. I know this is a difficult thing to, you know, nowadays. But if you come and you say you are sick, for me, I will evaluate the specific situation, even if you are a woman, even if you are a man.
Yeah.
If you don't feel good, I will send you home for whatever you need. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or if you're a man. We led in the same way. As I said, we have many women in our team, and we didn't face and we don't face any issue. And of course, we understand. I don't know if I want to say it. We understand that women sometimes, maybe because of natural thing, because you have your month, or because you are. My wife, for example, she's working in hospitality, and she's pregnant. And I understand she's much more sensitive, and it's a reality because she doesn't manage her hormones, for example, right? I don't know if what I'm saying now.
No, it's okay. I mean, for the viewers, for them, it's an educative topic.
Yeah. So you face each situation as per the person, but we don't do such a difference with women and men.
Really good.
Very good.
Very good answer. What was your craziest moment in the hospitality? What is in your mind when you think about your past, about the last years? What was your craziest moment? Or a moment you say, wow, or you say, shit, what is that?
Oh, it's a pretty good question as well.
It's like two questions in one.
Yeah.
As I said, I spent these 10 years in Spain, and the last 2 years I live in Ibiza. You know Ibiza?
No. Ibiza.
Ibiza.
I love Ibiza.
Ibiza. You been there?
Yeah, two times.
Dangerous place.
Yeah, very dangerous place.
Ibiza is this crazy place with parties, and the last year before I came to Dubai the first time, I work in this place which is called Leo Ibiza. This is the craziest place I have at work.
What is so crazy in this place for the viewer? What is so crazy?
I mean the level of party that the people can reach daily.
It's high.
It's very high, very high.
So nothing like Dubai,
No,
different. There are certain elements that there is not in Dubai, because maybe it is a summer place, or it is a party place. Many people that's why Dubai on the summertime is not, is all the people are going there.
Yeah, most people actually go to Ibiza and Mykonos, for
Monaco,
the summer.
All those places. No, basically this place from witness. It was the craziest thing that I have ever seen. But I have witnesses. I don't know what to say because it's a very good question. I don't know. I have seen crazy things in all these countries. When I was in South Asia as well, I worked for a while in very remote places. Like when I was in Indonesia, I worked for 2 months in this place called Amambuana, which is in a very remote island that there are just 20-something tents, luxury tents, that is inside of the jungle. So you wake up and on top of your tent, you have monkeys, you have deers.
Really?
Sometimes you have pythons.
What?
Yeah, you are in the jungle.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay,
That
really
is
crazy.
scary.
Yeah.
Yes, Amambuana is in Moyo Island, Indonesia.
You live there.
Yeah, because when I was in South Asia, I was working for a man property. So a man properties, in some point, they were sending me to different properties, around different countries. And this one is one of the wildest one. And there is no actually people living there. It's just the workers. And so basically you land in Bali, and then you take a seaplane, a small one, and you land on this place.
Oh my God.
Yeah, great experience. Yeah.
That is very crazy. What was your highest bill you ever seen in the hospitality?
My highest what?
The highest bill. Highest invoice.
Oh no! You will not believe me what I will tell you. It was in Leo as well, in Ibiza. This place. One day, one guy, Arabic guy, from Saudi, he spent. It's true what I will say. I promise. He spent 98,000 euros, and he let 200. He let 120 in tips.
Wow!
I swear to God. He was
Crazy.
showing off.
Yeah.
He even
98,000 euros.
It's like 400K.
and he let 120 in tips. So he was
210 he paid like.
He paid 200,000. 98 was
The
sales, the bill, and 120 tips.
It's 800,000 dirham.
Oh
Just
my
to
God.
know.
Yes.
I was
Crazy.
thinking I was thinking Dubai has, this big
Ibiza is some-
spenders.
Oh, of course, this guy, was in the newspaper on that time. He was there like 2 weeks, and he spent, I don't know, 2-3 million euro. But, he was doing with purpose, to
Oh
show
my
off.
God.
And I remember on that time that we divided the tips equally to all the team.
Yeah, everybody get rich.
No, we got because the team was very large. Was like
Yeah.
240, 250 people. So each one received like 800, 900 euros. It was a
good.
good
It's
amount
really good.
of money.
Bonus.
But yes, good bonus.
Wow.
But in Dubai also I have seen
Yeah.
very large.
What was
bills.
your biggest
Biggest
bill
bill
in
in
Dubai?
Dubai?
What you saw?
I don't know. But in Amos,
Yeah.
in Amos is
Oh.
yes, crazy stuff.
It's a place to show off,
Yeah, very much.
But have you ever had a guest experience that changed your point of view in the hospitality? There are some guests that you come across and you never forget them.
Oh, many, Gadi, many. I have met, in these years, I have a lot of people in Instagram or I'm still in contact that I have met them in different countries. Many of them, yes.
What was your biggest celebrity you saw in your life?
Oh, no, man.
Difficult question.
No, I have met many people.
Yeah?
Yes.
Stars, rappers, singers.
Yes, football player, actors, actress. Yes,
Crazy.
many. Because when you work in this kind of caliber, here in Dubai, in Ibiza, even in this place like in Southern Asia and all this, many of them.
Really
I don't want to
nice.
play the cool, but many of them.
Really nice.
Yes.
You have some advice for people that say, so nice story, I want to go to the hospitality field. You have some advice for the viewer, for the people?
Who want to venture into hospitality for a career?
Some advices, for example,
What
you must
they
be
should
strong
know.
or...
I would say 2-3 things. First of all, I believe you have to love, to like hospitality. I do understand that some people start working in hospitality because it's one of the easiest things to go, and I get it. But if you go and you spend time, because at the end of the day you spend many hours working in hospitality, right? Enjoy it and love it. As I said before, I believe working in hospitality and more in places like UAE, that there are people from everywhere. As I was telling you before, from a staff perspective and guest perspective, you meet people from everywhere all the time, and this make you sharper as a person. The fact of meeting people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different religion, different values, so it make you very, very sharp. And then, like any other thing, to have a goal.
life goal or
Life goal. I mean, you can. It depends your age. It depends what you're looking for, right? But I would say, if you ask me, Claudio, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I know very well. And if you ask me 5 years ago, I had a goal. I had an aim. So when you have a goal, you have a strategy.
Yeah.
You know how to reach there, right? And then to study and to learn. This is a very important thing, Nowadays, it is in hospitality, everything is changing with the. There is a lot of new trends, new things happening. So if you want to grow in hospitality, if you want to become a manager, study something on that. I just now I started another MBA. Because as I said, nowadays hospitality, there is new trends with EA. So these 3 things: love hospitality, have a goal, a strategy, and study and work hard.
Wow,
And
that is a
work hard.
nice ending. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
to
you
our
very
podcast.
much. My pleasure.
We enjoyed so much and very big inspiration. Yes, people, I hope you like the video. Please subscribe our channel, make a like, and when you have some question, write it in the
Comment section.
and we give you an answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Ciao. Thank you.